Hey guys, for this video, we're going to take a look at this Milesea D9 Pro laser distance meter. They were nice enough to send me this for free so I can make a video showing it to you. And this thing has so many features. It is just action-packed. It does come with the manual. It'll be impossible for me to hit every feature, but the manual does a pretty good job of explaining it. And this thing is pretty easy to use once you just get the hang of the functions and how things work. You also get the wrist strap. You get the charge cable. It uses a USB-C. There's a little trapdoor right there for that. As you can see, there is an LED light right here at the bottom. We also have lasers that come out the side in addition to out the front. See those side lasers there? So that's really amazing. Not something you normally see on something like this. Then we have a couple of buttons here for our menu and our settings. Otherwise, pretty simple. Your main function button is this round guy right in the middle. We also get a hard plastic case that's going to keep everything protected when it's in transport. So a couple of features that I want to touch on that I just think are really cool. First, you can see we have our tilt here, our level. And if we set it down on my bench, you can see we're not perfectly level here, but pretty darn close. Now this goes all the way up to 30 seconds of an inch. So if I just tap the big button there, let's just see how far away that box is. You heard it do the little beepy. And we are 14 inches and 30 seconds. So it goes all the way to 30 seconds of an inch, and you can change this. You can make it metric, millimeters, centimeters, meters. You can do inches and feet or just inches like we have here. So you have a lot of options there. Now also, if you look at this icon right here, you see the red lasers coming out the front. That's where we're measuring from, the front of the device. Now if I tap on that, as you can see, touchscreen, we can go from the front, we can go from the back, we can go from the tripod mount, which is right there. And then we also have these side lasers. We can turn just one on, or we can turn them both on, and then we're back to the front. Now another thing, let me see which way do I go. There we go, swipe that way. Another thing that's really cool is if we tap right there, we get the bubble level going both directions. So we can, again, see how level we are in any kind of scenario. So really cool, like the bubble level feature. Now, if we look at some of the other stuff, first off, if I swipe to the right, that's history. We can see all the different measurements we have taken with the device. You can see I'm at 35. I don't know if the memory only goes to 35 or that's how many I've done, but I've been playing around with it, and I've really liked it so far. You can see it even tells you what measurement you are taking because it has all different types of stuff that you can do. Now, this also connects to the Smart Life or Smart Home. It connects to an app, I'm sure it says in there, so you can get all of your measurements on your phone, which is really handy. Now, if we swipe down from the top, that gives us all of our settings. So that's the link button for our app. We can rotate, just like on your phone. There we go. Let's get in focus. Just like on your phone, if you want it to update when you turn landscape or portrait, I actually want to turn that off. We can get big text if we have a hard time seeing things. And then the background, we can have it high contrast with the black background or the white background. Here's where we change between our different units of measurement. I like inches. We can turn off the beep if we don't like that. We can turn on the vibrate, and we also have a timer. So quite a few settings in there. Now if we swipe this way, we can get all of our different ways to measure. And we were looking at the single length measurement, but they also have continuous mode, and then it's going to be always updating. Just beep, 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 keeps updating all the time. One that I wanted to show you was the live angle display. I think this would be really useful for you. So we're going to lay it flat on the desk. We're going to get everything out of here. It's going to calibrate. It takes a few seconds to get that all set up. We're ready to go. You can see the side lasers. I'm going to go ahead and turn off this light so you can see it a little bit better. So those are our side lasers. This thing also has a magnet. You're going to see when I get up to this wall over here. Actually, you know what? It'd probably be better if I just grab you. Don't mind me. I didn't ask first, but I'm grabbing you. So you can see we're going to push it right up against here, and we're at 3 degrees from where we started. But if we press the middle button, now we have reset to 0. Now, if I want to bring this like so, you can see it's automatically updating our angle as we go, and 89 degrees probably is pretty close. May not be a full 90 degrees right there. But if you were trying to find your angle, maybe doing some trim work or something, and you wanted to kind of come out here, you could be like, oh, that's a 56 degree angle right there. And then, of course, the laser is helping us out so we can see. So I thought that was a really cool feature. See if it's easier with the lights back on here. So then let's go back, and another one that I really like is the indirect length. Of course, my lights aren't helping us here. So check this out. It shows us in the top what we're doing. So we need the length. We're going to try and find the length. So let's say this workbench, for whatever reason, we couldn't measure just straight across like this. You know, something's obscuring us or whatever. And I have it set up so the laser's coming out of the front of this guy. So if I just want to know how long this was, I'm going to go from here, and I'm going to just shine right up there where you see the guy there. And it gives us our angle that we were at and our measurement that we were, our height measurement. So it ends up giving us our length of 22 7/16. Now, one thing I'll say about that is because this goes to 32 seconds of an inch, and I was just kind of holding this on the corner, you shouldn't expect it to be 100% every time, because I can move it a little here, a little over here, and we're talking 32 seconds of an inch. That's a really fine measurement. So there's several of these, and this one's not so big of a deal, because if I had this up against a wall like that, that's going to give me the same measurement every time, because I have a fixed point that I am measuring from. But if we look at like this one, I really like this indirect height. So for this one, we need to take two measurements. We're going to try, like if we were measuring the height of a wall, we'd measure at the top, the bottom, and that would give us the height in between. Now, when doing measurements like this, you almost have to use a tripod because it has to be very still. If you're moving around, it just gives inaccurate results. So definitely plan on, if you're using these type, to use a tripod, unless you're just trying to get a guesstimate. If you don't need super accurate, just kind of a little bit, then you can do it freehand, but it's really difficult. I was measuring the height of this room, and sometimes I would get dead on 8 feet, and other times it'd be a couple inches off. But the tripod really increases the accuracy of it. So just keep that in mind if you want to do those types of measurements. But we can do a trapezoid, the triangle, we can do a circular, the volume. So let's like even show you the volume here. So again, the graphic shows us what we're measuring. So we're measuring across the diameter. I know this isn't a circle, but let's just pretend with me, will you? So we would take that measurement, and then it updates and it wants the height. So I'm going to go to where this little overhang is right there, and we're going to shoot it there. And there we have our volume. Single, live angle, indirect, indirect height, trapezoid, triangle, circular, volume. Go this way, we have the continuous mode. We can do an area, we can do a wall area, we can do the volume that way, point to point. The stakeout thing is pretty cool. If you were putting up, like, let's say fence posts or something, and you wanted one every 4 feet, set that thing to 4 feet and keep moving, and every 4 feet it'll mark it out for you. So it makes it super easy doing something like that. You just get a ton of features with this guy. So there it is, guys, the Mile C laser distance meter. Thanks for watching.